This is question number 20, 2006 Kcse Mathematics paper 1. And we are told a bus left Mombasa and traveled towards Nairobi at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour. After 2.5 hours, a car left Mombasa and traveled along the same road at an average speed of 100 kilometers per hour. If the distance between Mombasa and Nairobi is 500 kilometers, determine A. Roman number 1, the distance of the bus from Nairobi when the car took off, 2 marks. Roman number 2, the distance the car traveled to catch up with the bus, you get 4 marks. Part B, immediately the car caught up with the bus, the car stopped for 25 minutes. Find the new average speed at which the car traveled in order to reach Nairobi at the same time as the bus. So this is a section 2 question. Should add up to 10 marks. So if you get all the questions here, you should get 2 marks, 10 marks rather. So we start with part A. We are told to find the distance of the bus from Nairobi when the car took off. So what I normally do to be able to work out this question or this kind of question very comfortably, I make a sketch of the information given. So I'll make a line. So this is Mombasa and this is Nairobi. It is 500 kilometers apart. That's the information given. Then here we have a bus. The bus is traveling at 60 kilometers per hour. By the time it started, the car started the journey, it had traveled for a time of 2.5 hours. So we have our car here. The car is traveling at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. So that is the information given. Now, we are required to find the distance of the bus from Nairobi when the car took off. So let's say that distance is y. That is the distance from Nairobi to where the bus was when the car started the journey. We call it y. So it means the remaining journey here will be, since the total is 500, it is 500 minus y, the distance that we are looking for. So what it means is that we need to find the distance covered by the bus. Now, for us to be able to get the distance, what we need to do is we say distance. We normally, we have speed is equals to distance over time. So for you to calculate the distance, we say distance is equals to speed multiplied by time. So we will say 500 is the distance. 500, that is, let's correct that. 500 minus y is the distance covered is equals to the speed of the bus is 60 kilometers per hour. You multiply by time, which is 2.5. We can write it as 2.5. So you find that 500 minus y, use your calculator to get this. You get it is 150. So you bring y to this side, becomes positive, and 150 to the other side becomes negative. So y is equals to 500 minus 150, and this will give you 150 kilometers. Not 150 kilometers, but this is 350 kilometers. So that is the distance from Nairobi to where the bus was by the time the car started the journey, 2.5 hours after. Now we go to part B. So this is part A. We go to part B of this question. So we say the distance the car traveled to catch up with the bus. So we can come and say here, this is, let's say the distance, that distance be x. That is the distance the car traveled to catch up with the bus. So we can say, since the distance from here to here is, we have already found it is 150, then we can simply say the distance here, where the bus was by the time it was 2.5 hours to where the car caught up with it, we say it is x minus 150. Okay, so we can say the time the bus took to travel, that is the time the car took to travel that distance will be x, that is distance divided by speed, which is we can say 100 kilometers per hour, is the same time the bus took to travel the distance from here to here, and that will be x minus 150, and you divide by 60. So if you get x, then you'll be able to, you have obtained the distance the car traveled to catch up with the bus. So you can multiply here and say this is 60x cross multiply is equals to 100x. 100 multiplied by 150, we get it is 15,000. So we can take 15,000 to the other side, 60x to the right hand side. So you have 100x minus 60, x is equals to 1,500, that is 15,000. So here we will get 40x is equals to 15,000. Divide both sides by 40, divide by 40. Here you can apply your calculator. You'll be able to get the value of x is 375. That is kilometers. So that is the distance the car traveled to catch up with the bus. Now that is this is actually Roman number 2. So we go now to part B of the question and see what is required. So we are told immediately the car caught up with the bus, the car stopped for 25 minutes. Find the new average speed at which the car traveled in order to reach Nairobi at the same time as the bus. Now, we need to know how do we are looking for speed. And speed is equals to distance over time. So, what we need here is from 500 and the distance remaining is 500, you minus 375. So the distance remaining is 5 to 125 kilometers. So it means the distance the bus covered is 125 kilometers to Nairobi. So we can get the time it took, which is now we get it is distance distance which is 125 is correct, that 125, the distance remaining divide by speed, which is 60. When you divide that, you can use your calculator, you get this is 2 hours and 5 minutes, because 120 you are left with 5, which you can be able to write. Now we say, so it also since the car took 25 hours, stop for 25 minutes, so you can say 2 hours, let's write it like that, you subtract 25 minutes, so you get this is 0, 4, and this is 1. So it means the time the car took to travel from that place to Nairobi is 1 hour, 40 minutes, which you can write it is 140 over 60, which is hours, which is equals to 1 hour. When you divide that, will give you 2 hours. So now we have time and we have speed. We will be able to get, since we have time and speed, we have time and distance, we can get the speed. Speed is equals to distance over time, which we have the distance remaining is 125. You divide by time, and that will be 1 and 2 over 3, which you can say it is 125. You write this in proper form, you get it is 5 over 3, so it is 3 over 5. You can simplify here, you get 25. This is 25. So you get it is 75 kilometers per hour. So that is the new speed of the car, so that it arrives the same time the bus arrived in Nairobi. So that is how you work out that question. And if you work out the way I have shown you, then you have scored 10 marks. And I hope you have followed that.